Vroom vroom jerks. So I had these absolutely terrible neighbors across the street, like the worst kind of people you can imagine living near. They had these stupid loud cars, and they thought our neighborhood was their personal racetrack. Every single night around 10 p.m., they'd come outside and just start revving their engines. Not for like 2 minutes. I'm talking 20, 30 minutes straight of just pure noise. Then they'd peel out and go street racing down our main road until like 2 a.m. I work early shifts, so I'm trying to sleep by 10. But these idiots are out there going vroom 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 like they're auditioning for Fast and Furious or something. My whole house would shake from the noise. I tried everything. I called the cops, but they never showed up in time. I talked to the neighbors directly, and they just laughed at me. One guy actually said, "If you don't like noise, maybe you should move to the country." The breaking point was when they woke up my baby nephew who was staying with us. He'd been sick all week and finally fell asleep. Then these jerks fired up their engines and he was screaming again. That's when I texted my Aunt Tay. I said, "These neighbors won't stop revving their loud cars every night, and it's driving me insane. Can you help?" She texted back, "Don't worry, honey, I'll handle it." Now let me tell you about my Aunt Tay. She was 5'11" and looked like she could bench press a refrigerator. Always wore flannel shirts with the sleeves ripped off, jeans, and cowboy boots. Had her hair buzzed short and these massive tattoo sleeves covering both arms. Roses, barbed wire, bulldogs, the works. She drove this huge Ford F-150 that was already pretty loud, but apparently my text message inspired her to make some modifications. 2 weeks later, she calls me and goes, "I'm coming over tomorrow night around 10. Make sure you're watching from your window." I had no idea what she was planning, but I trusted her. The next night at exactly 10 p.m., I hear this sound coming down our street. It wasn't a car engine. It sounded like a monster truck mixed with a jet plane mixed with an earthquake. I look out my window and here comes Aunt Tay's truck, but now it sounds like an actual beast. She'd done a complete muffler and resonator delete. This thing was roaring so loud my windows were rattling. She pulls right up to their driveway and parks sideways so they can't get out. Then she starts revving her engine, and I mean really going for it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. The neighbors' cars sounded like lawnmowers compared to this truck. Their whole house was shaking. I could see their TV flickering from the vibrations. She kept this up for 15 solid minutes, just sitting there revving while their cars stayed silent in the driveway. They couldn't even talk to each other over the noise. Finally, 3 of them come storming outside, all puffed up and ready to start something. The main guy is marching toward her truck yelling, but I couldn't hear what he was saying over the engine. That's when Aunt Tay turned off the truck, opened her door, and stepped out. These guys took one look at her and completely deflated, like someone let all the air out of their tough guy balloons. The main guy actually backed up toward his house. Aunt Tay didn't say a single word. She just stood there next to her truck, crossed her arms, and stared at them. One of them mumbled something that sounded like an apology. Another guy was already heading back inside. She gave me a little wave through my window, got back in her truck, and drove off with that engine roaring like thunder. Those neighbors never revved their cars in our neighborhood again. Not once. They moved away 3 years later, probably to terrorize someone else. Best aunt ever.